Good afternoon. Yes, welcome homeschoolers. And I'm just thinking that when I'm speaking to homeschoolers that I usually go by the name of XOXO. And do feel free to address me as XOXO. Teacher XOXO. I think that'd be okay. And always at 1:08 in the afternoon, because my focus is 1:08 quilt backing. That's the reason why I start at 1:08 in the afternoon. That's the reason why I would like for you to meet me here at 1:08 each day to I think I want to start this over again. Today is Monday, yes, and I set aside Mondays for our homeschoolers. And as I introduce myself, my name is XOXO, the Chocolate Lady, Dripping with Thoughts, and I would like to introduce you to the love of quilting. And I really will not be giving you a lot of instructions on how to make quilts. There's plenty of videos on YouTube and all over the internet that can give you instructions on how to make quilts. But what you will find from me on Mondays are very interesting, fun fabric that would be fitting for homeschoolers. Also, each Monday that you join me, and do tell your friends and your family, your mom and your dad, and everybody, that I'm on just about every other day, and at which time I focus on different topics. And it might be something that they might enjoy. But today we're just going to focus on homeschoolers. And at the beginning of the show, I like to introduce a chocolate bar, which often relates to the colors that I am presenting to you, either to sell to you. I will also be donating fabric to homeschoolers, and I will be having contests, yes, for our homeschoolers. So I do want to mention to you that I will be having small bags of fabric, usually about 3 yards, for sale. And I have some bags of what we like to call scraps. And those are pieces of fabric that we have left over from projects. And sometimes we'll buy a yard of material or half a yard of material, and we don't use it. And we just put it in our scrap box. And I have some bags of, excuse me, like for instance, I have this bag here. This is a small bag. This bag comes in 1 gallon, 2 gallon, 3 gallons. So what I'll do is I'll put some scraps in probably a 3-gallon bag. It all depends. And I will offer those to you for a price, unless it is a time where I am donating fabric to homeschoolers. Outside of the homeschoolers, please note this, homeschoolers, and you can tell your friends, the chocolate lady, me, XOXO, is very caring and generous with homeschoolers. So I'm going to do the best I can to donate quite a bit of fabric to our homeschoolers throughout the world. Okay, so I got that out. And homeschoolers, please know that today is the first day that I am addressing you, and I'm a little bit nervous, and I need you to say, XOXO, we love you. Take our hugs. We love you so much, XOXO. Don't be nervous. Just make sure you donate fabric to us so we can make cozy quilts. And I promise you, I will donate. Okay, so as I alluded to earlier, that on each show, the homeschooler show and the other shows that I have available, like on Wednesdays, which are for like your mom, and then I have shows on Fridays, which are for men. Maybe your dad or your big brother might enjoy watching that. And on Sundays is a very special day, and that's when we talk about the history of quilting. And I talk about memorial quilts and burial quilts. And, you know, homeschoolers, some of you are homeschoolers for a lot of different reasons, and some of you are homeschoolers because you're out in the countryside, maybe on a farm or something like that. And you might want to make a oversized, I don't know what I'm talking about, but you can put a comment in the comment to let me know if I'm incorrect. But you can make a quilt for your pony. That's what I'm trying to say. You can make a quilt for your pony. Okay, and that would be something very special, especially maybe if your pony is sick, and then that would be a memorial quilt or a sentimental quilt. Okay, and then on Mondays, of course, that's when you will be joining me officially on Mondays at 1:08. Okay, so on each of my shows, I talk about quilting, fabric, especially 108 by 108 fabric. But I also am delighted to teach you about making a chocolate bar. So today, because I was excited about homeschoolers joining me, I wanted to make a fun chocolate bar, and I always use what I have in my kitchen or what you will have in your kitchen. So because we're just coming out of the holidays, I'm sure that you have some, I'm not so sure, but some of us have these round crackers like that. They're kind of like fancy crackers that you serve your guests with like cheddar cheese, cream cheese, whatever you put on them. So I had some of those in the kitchen, and if you don't have round crackers, I'm not very organized in my thought. Homeschoolers teach me how to make a list of organized thoughts. Okay, so if you don't have the round crackers, the appetizer crackers, you can use saltine crackers, okay, to make this candy bar that I made for you today. In the future, homeschoolers know that I will make the candy bar on camera and you can join me. But because I'm just now practicing on how to present myself to you, I went ahead and I made them ahead of time. Okay, let's go back to these candy bars I made. They're delish. Okay, so what I did was, let me get you so you can see a good look. Okay, so you have the cracker on the bottom, and I used delicious peanut butter morsels that you can get from probably like Walmart. They're like chocolate drops, but they're peanut butter flavored. And I had some potato chips. So I did melt the peanut butter morsels, and I crumbled some potato chips on top of the melted peanut butter morsels, and then I spread that on top of the cookie. It's not a cookie, it's a cracker. Okay? And I had a little bit of white chocolate from yesterday, from my show from yesterday, which I hope that you will take a peek. And I melted the white chocolate and I drizzled it on top of the potato chips that were crumbled and the peanut butter chocolate drops, and I melted the white chocolate on top. I don't want you to miss out on this. This is another one. Doesn't that look delicious? Okay, so just for a variation, because I love variety, this one here, it's just a cracker with white chocolate on top. Okay, so in essence, our 10-minute chocolate bar today turned out to be everything that you could find in your kitchen, sort of. A cracker. Whatever you do, do not put your finished project, your finished treat in the refrigerator, because your cracker will go soft from the refrigeration and your potato chips will not be crunchy. So just let your candy bar just sit on the counter while the chocolate sets and becomes a perfect chocolate-like texture of a candy bar. So let me slow down for a second. So you have the cracker, the melted peanut butter morsels with the crumbled potato chips. You spread that on top. And then you drizzle white chocolate on top of that and let it sit. Okay? And if you have a little bit of chocolate left, you could just put it on a plain cracker, some chocolate on top. And that's our chocolate bar for the day. And that's the reason why I'm called a chocolate lady, and that's the reason why I'm called XOXO. So, just for a presentation, because I cannot help myself. And next week, next month, sometimes in the future, I will have a proper overhead camera. But in the meantime, here's the candies. Okay? And I'm just going to take a little nibble. Not a big nibble, because I should not be taking nibbles while I'm talking. But, oh well, too bad. If I don't take a nibble, you'll probably think it doesn't taste good. So watch me, listen carefully, and tell me if you can hear the crunch. Mmm, 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 mmm. I can hear the crunch in my ears. 1 minute. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It almost has the flavor of Butterfinger. Okay. So, homeschoolers, I hope that when you tune in to spend time with me, that it will be a learning experience. You'll laugh, you'll have a good time, and you'll be able to make a chocolate treat for your family, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your mama, your daddy, or maybe even your homeschool teacher that you occasionally see when you are out on an outing. Okay, so I also would like to talk to you about shapes. Yes. So please keep in mind that I'm not going to teach you how to make quilts, but I can't help myself. I'm always going to try to give you a helpful hint. So quilting, when you're just starting, always kind of starts with something simple. So if you look here, this is a rectangle. A lot of quilts you utilize rectangles. Okay, this is a juvenile book, but it has such beautiful colors. I thought that I would use it today as a demonstration tool. What a fancy word, demonstration tool. Yeah, right. Okay, and then this one here, this particular shape here is a diamond. A lot of diamonds are used in quilting. And a triangle. Okay. And this shape here is more complicated, so we're not going to talk about it. I could taste a little bit of that treat. And, of course, the magic square. Okay, and that square you're going to use a lot. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, and this one. This is an octagon, and you're going to use this. This is a popular, I'm putting my face over here. Hi. This is a popular square when you are more advanced quilting. Okay, and this one here. So we talked about an octagon and a hexagon. Okay, so just so I don't take up too much time, this is the back of the book. Shapes. So, in essence, I was at the library. It's always fun to go there. And this book was on the sale rack, like they sell books for like 50 cents. And I bought it because of the shapes. And I hope you enjoyed it. So, now, I'm going to do my best not to, take a bite of this. Hey, I bet you if you did this shape and then added another shape on this side, you can make a quilt. And you can cover the whole quilt in circles. Okay, so just know that when you come to Quilts and Chocolates, that you're going to have a good time, and it will be a learning experience. It will be an experience for you to either buy some fabric or maybe I'll donate some fabric, but you'll always have a happy time here. Okay, so also what we have is I want to talk about scraps. How you can take scraps and make something beautiful. Now, I had these scraps, okay? I kind of like this one in particular. It's a girl. Yes, here. Yeah, that's pretty neat, isn't it? So, one moment, please. And then I have this one. It's just scraps. And then I had this. Okay, these are kind of like nicely cut scraps, but they're still scraps. And this one. So, if you had these scraps, you could put these together. You can put those together. And you can make a fun quilt. Now also, I had these scraps here. These are big scraps. I hope you can see them. You see those scraps? One second. See? Like, this would come in a scrap bag, and I'm not like trying to say it's for a girl or it's for a boy. It don't matter. But those are kind of good colors for maybe a guy if he wanted to make a quilt. And then here's some more scraps that I have. But these here are already cut in big squares. See? I hope you can see them. I won't know until I watch the replay with you, but okay. So those are just some scraps that I had, as I'm just sharing with you about scraps. And also because with homeschoolers, I know that you guys love to make stuff, but on this channel, we're mainly talking about quilting things that you can make. And I would like to share a video with you on this young lady. Well, she's really like a granny, like me. But if you just take a minute to watch this with me, she's going to talk about rectangles, which is the reason why earlier I did show you different shapes. So do enjoy.
wastage usually, so it's really good. So this is a little block that I've simply called rectangles, and it's really just 3 rectangles, but it's quite versatile and fun. And I've chosen for this one to just use 3 colours, different fabrics, but all within colours. So I've chosen blue, green and yellow. So I've just made a little stack of 3 5-inch squares on my board here, and I'm just going to first of all trim off 1/2 inch off one side of the 5-inch squares. So I've got everything lined up with my board to help me cut, and I'm going to cut off just 1/2 inch off the one side of the square. Then I'm going to turn that square around, and I'm going to cut that in half now, so at 2.5 inches. So I'll end up with rectangles that are 2.5 inches by 4.5 inches, so that they'll all work well together. So there I've got my 3 colours there. I've got my yellow, my blue and my green. So now I'm just going to sew together. I've chosen to do the blue on the left, the green on the right and the yellow along the bottom, unless of course you turn it round. We won't go there. So I'm going to sew those together just with my regular 1/4 inch seam allowance. This is a very fun quilt. It's quick and easy, and it's great for using some of these novelty prints, but you can make it just as well using completely random fabrics. You don't have to just use 3 colours. So that seam, and we'll just press that. I like to press as I go. I find I get a much better result in the end. So just decide which way you're going to iron it, and I'm going to iron towards the blue, so I would lay down my green and I will just let that flip over, and you get a really nice pressed seam. And now I'm going to come back and sew my yellow one on. So now I'm going to turn that around and sew the yellow on there. And because I'm doing them all with the same colour format for the quilt I'm going to make, I need the blue to be at the bottom so that it's the same. So all the blocks have the same layout, colour layout, if you're doing 3 colours like this. And then I'm just going to sew that seam. And again back to the iron. This time lay down your 2 bits and let that yellow flip over with the iron. This would be great for using up all sorts of these novelties in a I Spy sort of quilt. So now I've got my block. I've got 2 blocks the same. So I've actually made some ahead so that I can show you a couple of different layout possibilities. So I've put some together into some strips already. So you could just lay them, and you could just make long strips. So you're just joining, if you've got your 2 blocks, you just keep on joining them so that the yellow goes in between all the colours.